Hello everybody on YouTube tonight. A bill has been brought to my attention by a friend of mine. It is S510, which would make it illegal to grow, share, trade, and sell homegrown foods. SB S510 will allow government to put you in jail is what they claim. If accepted, S510 would preclude the public's right to grow, own, trade, transport, share, feed, and eat each and every food that nature makes. It will become the most offensive authority against the cultivation, trade, and consumption of food and agricultural products of one's choice. It will be unconstitutional and contrary to natural law, or, if you like, the will of God. It is similar to what India faced with imposition of the salt tax during British rule, only S510 extends control over all food in the U.S., violating the fundamental human right to food. Dr. Shiv Chopra, Canada Health, was the whistleblower. Monsanto says it has no interest in the bill and would not benefit from it. But Monsanto's Michael Taylor, who gave us our BGH, an unregulated genetically modified GM organism, appears to have designed it and is waiting as an appointed food czar to the FDA, a position unapproved by Congress, to administer the agency it would create without judicial review if it is passed. S510 would give Monsanto unlimited power over all U.S. feed, food, supplements, and food and farming. History: in the 1990s, Bill Clinton introduced HACCP, Hazardous Analysis Critical Control Points, purportedly to deal with contamination in the meat industry. Clinton's HACCP delighted the offending corporate World Trade Organization, or WTO, meat packers, since it allowed them to inspect themselves, eliminated thousands of local food processors with no history of contamination, and centralized meat into their control. Monsanto promoted HACCP. In 2008, Hillary Clinton urged a powerful centralized food safety agency as part of her campaign for president. Her advisor was Mark Penn, CEO of Burstyn Marsteller, a giant PR firm representing Monsanto. Clinton lost, but Clinton friends such as Rosa DeLauro, whose husband's firm lists Monsanto as a progressive client and globalization as an area of expertise, introduced early versions of S510. S510 fails on moral, social, economic, political, constitutional, and human survival grounds. It puts all U.S. food and all U.S. farmers under Homeland Security and the Department of Defense. In the event of contamination or an ill-defined emergency, it resembles the Kissinger Plan. It would end U.S. sovereignty over its own food supply by insisting on compliance with the WTO, thus threatening national security. It would end the Uruguay Round Agreement Act of 1994, which put U.S. sovereignty and U.S. law under perfect protection. Instead, S510 says, "Nothing in this Act, or an amendment made by this Act, shall be construed in a manner inconsistent with the agreement established the World Trade Organization or any other treaty or international agreement to which the United States is a party." It would allow the government under maritime law to define the introduction of any food into commerce, even direct sales between individuals, as smuggling into the United States. Since under that law, the U.S. is a corporate entity and not a location, entry of food into the U.S. covers food produced anywhere within the land mass of this country and entering into it by virtue of being produced. It imposes Codex Alimentaris on the U.S., a global system of control over food. It allows the United Nations, World Health Organization, UN Food and Agricultural Organization, and the WTO to take control of every food on Earth and remove access to natural food supplements. Its bizarre history and its expected impact in limiting access to adequate nutrition while mandating GM food, GM animals, pesticides, hormones, irradiation of food, etc., threatens all safe and organic food and health itself, since the world knows now it needs vitamins to survive, not just to treat illnesses. It would remove the right to clean, store, and thus own seed in the U.S., putting control of seeds in the hands of Monsanto and other multinationals, threatening U.S. security. See Seeds, How to Criminalize Them. for more information. It includes NAIS, an animal traceability program that threatens all small farmers and ranchers raising animals. The UN is participating through the WHO, the FAO, the WTO, and the World Organization for Animal Health in allowing mass slaughter of even heritage breeds of animals and without proof of disease. Biodiversity in farmed animals is being wiped out to substitute genetically engineered animals on which corporations hold patents. Animal diseases can be falsely declared. S510 includes the Center for Disease Control, despite its corrupt involvement in the H1N1 scandal, which is now said to have been concocted by the corporations. It extends a failed and destructive HACCP to all food, thus threatening to do to all local food production and farmers that HACCP did to meat production, but it is corporate hands and worsen food safety. It deconstructs what is left of the American economy. It takes agriculture and food, which are the cornerstones of all economies, out of the hands of the citizenry and puts them under the total control of multinational corporations, influencing the UN, the WHO, FAO, and WTO, with HHS and CDC acting as agents, with Homeland Security as the enforcer. The chance to rebuild the economy based on farming, ranching, gardens, food production, natural health, and all the jobs, tools, and connected occupations would be eliminated. It would allow the government to mandate antibiotic, hormones, slaughterhouse waste, pesticides, and GMOs. This would industrialize every farm in the U.S., eliminate local organic farming, greatly increase global warming from increased use of oil-based products, and long-distance delivery of foods, and make food even more unsafe. The 5 items listed, the 5 pillars of food safety, are precisely the items in the food supply which are the primary source of its danger. It uses food crimes as the entry into police state power and control. The bill postpones defining all the regulations to be imposed, postpones defining crimes to be punished, postpones defining penalties to be applied. It removes fundamental constitutional protections from all citizens in the country, making them subject to a corporate tribunal with unlimited power and penalties and without judicial review. For further information, please watch these videos, Food Laws and Forcing People to Globalize. I will go ahead and I will put this URL in the information bar along with the URL for the bill itself at govtrack.us. Thank you guys, and peace out.